guys! Hello gamers, we're back. Hi, howdy. Hope everyone's doing good. We're back with Ace Attorney Investigations Collection on some case. Which case? I don't remember. One of them. Why is my game running so slow? Turnabout Forsaken, episode 4. Oh, it's been a little bit since I last played. Oops. Sorry. I forgot. I didn't forget. Just haven't been feeling great. But hi. Hope y'all are good. I am not doing good. I went to open a door earlier and accidentally slammed a splinter into the side of my nail, and it took way too forever to get out. It was awful. But here we are. April 5th, 7:43 p.m. Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence Chamber. We're here. The whole gang's back together. We got Eddie. We got Emma. We got Kay. We got Edgeworth. And we got Lotta? Oh, the whole gang! And we got Eustace and Gumshoe. Whoa. Mr. Edgeworth? Why is it so quiet? There we go. It's like, where's the music? This room. This is the auction room? No, this is the committee chamber. Way to drop right in my lap, Kay Faraday. Her smile is so innocent. You've got real guts, I'll give you that. Arrest her, men. Arrest her right now. Damn. Wait, but she's... As for the rest of the riffraff, throw them out into the streets where they belong. You can't do this. This is going way overboard. Yeah, what she said. This little slight movements. Miles? This isn't looking good, I gotta say. See how the blinding light of justice shines on me. Ow! Shines on me? Oh. The lovely Miss Franziska von Karma. Is that you? Howie! What did I do? You'll have to forgive me. I meant to hit a certain cowardly ex-prosecutor. You weren't aiming for him. You were aiming straight at me. Something keeps getting in my way. Something... Right there. Yeah, get him. Oh no, Eustace. Franziska. So, what are you doing here, Mr. Ex-Prosecutor? I still believe Kay to be innocent. And we're supposed to care what you believe. You no longer have the right to an opinion. I am Franziska von Karma, and I have no intention of stopping here or now. But you chose to stop by giving up your badge, and so our game has already come to an end. My badge was an obstacle to proceeding along the road I've chosen. I haven't stopped, I've simply cleared the way ahead. And now I'm free to follow that road, all the way to the truth. So don't you think for a second that my conviction has changed. I'm every bit as dedicated as I ever was. You seem to think that you know what lies at the end of this road to the truth. In that case, I demand that you show me. I'll explain my current theory first, and if your road fails to lead anywhere, my whip will happily guide it. Ooh.
Franziska's current theory. Let's go. Let's cross-examine her.
The victim used her keycard and entered this chamber with her killer. She was then stabbed with the candelabrum by the culprit and subsequently died as a result. We know the identity of the murderer thanks to the letter she exchanged with the victim. And we know the location of the murder is here in the committee's trial chamber. The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Game, set, and match, Miles Edgeworth. QED. She seems pretty confident, huh? Alright, let's review our evidence. We got the Yatakarasu pin, the Jammin Ninja mask, a mask modeled on the Jammin Ninja's face made of cheap plastic. A letter Kay was carrying, it is addressed to her. Dear Kay, don't worry, I'll make sure you get your precious things back, Rosie. Okay. Ticket stub. Stub from a ticket granting entry to the viewing platform on top of the big building. Big building, viewing platform, entry ticket, April 4th, 7:28 p.m. Student, $6. Use limited to day of purchase, non-refundable. We got a magenta flower, made of fabric that is usually worn on the chest as a decoration, torn from the victim's clothes. Big building pamphlet. Okay. Okay. Got that. Kay's recollections. Kay remembers a person coming from beyond the concession stand and pushing her off of the building. Candelabrum, a 3-armed candle holder that may have been the murder weapon, judging by the wound to the victim's chest. I don't like how it says may have. Okay. Oops. Okay, keycard. Keycard that grants entry to the committee chamber found in the victim's hand. Coroner's findings. Initial findings of Dr. Hilda Hertz. Cause of death, stab wounds to chest, head injury sustained post-mortem. Records of keycards used to enter the committee chamber. Yep. Verity and then Rosie. A letter that... I cannot speak today. A letter that appears to be written to the victim by Kay. Rosie, thanks so much for agreeing to help in my plan. Now we can both get what we want. Good luck getting your revenge for what happened 12 years ago. Okay. Interesting. Broken plushie. The stuffed animal we originally found in the Zhengfa presidential plane, missing its left horn. A selection of various masks we kept on a rack. Each participant in the auction wore one. Ringleader's appearance. Ringleader wore a white jacket, white gloves, a magenta flower, and a mask. Age and gender could not be discerned. Miss Hart's picture. Photograph of the mysterious figure in the red raincoat. Okay. Photo taken just after the incident by Lotta Hart, who had snuck into the storeroom. The ringleader and an auction attendee came up on the elevator. A scream was heard not long after. Okay. Miss Hart's statement. Illicit auction held in big building. Items on sale were mainly items of police evidence related to homicide cases. 11 attendees altogether. All were wearing masks. Auction continued even after the murder occurred. Crazy. Elevator blood. Blood was detected on the secret elevator. It looks like it dripped through the floor below. That's important. I'm pretty sure she said, Franziska said something that will help with. Box in which the killer hid the body. Traces of blood were detected inside. That, and she mentioned the candelabrum. I'm sure that'll be important. And the key card. She doesn't lack the courage of her convictions, that's for certain. And I gotta say, I can dig that vibe. I could even give her a no hard feel. Pathetic. Well, Miles Edgeworth, do you think you can bring my case crashing down around my ears? If you nearly have found the road to the truth, perhaps you'd be so kind as to point me toward it. I'll be very happy to. Settle in, Franziska. I'm about to pave the road with incontrovertible evidence. Okay. The music key card. And enter the chamber. Okay. She was then stabbed with the candelabrum and subsequently died as a result. Okay. We know the identity of the murderer thanks to the letter she exchanged with the victim. And we know the location of the murder is here in the committee's trial chamber. The blood on the floor of this room proves my theory. Game, set, match. Okay, there's blood in the elevator as well, though. We did just read that. If I remember correctly, the blood discovered in this room was located at the foot of the Goddess of Justice statue. Murder under the gaze of the divine, a brazen act, even for a cold-blooded killer. Except that may not be true at all. Take a look at this if you would. It's a bloodstain we discovered in the storeroom directly above the committee chamber. As you can see, the blood we found below looks to have dipped through to the room below. And the elevator it dripped down from descends directly to the foot of the statue. Dun dun dun. Alright, gamers, I'll be right back in just a minute. I really need a new be right back screen. I haven't updated that in forever. I just need to get a drink. I'll be right back. Real fast! Yay! Okay. Descends directly to the foot of the statue. Ah, you noticed. Then you agree that the murder cannot in fact have happened in this room. I put it to you that the victim was killed in the room above, and only afterward was she moved down here. The goddess of justice did not witness a murder. Phew! 'Twas worried. She witnessed the killer trying to cover their tracks. Why is she smiling? She's always smiling. That's her thing. She's always smirking. Sorry, I was just thinking back to a very similar situation. Well done, Miles Edgeworth. You've proven yourself to be even more foolish than I thought. Mr. Edgeworth is anything but a fool, sir, and you know it. Ouch! Have you forgotten the picture you just showed me, or are you really that airheaded? Even a cursory glance shows that there was far more blood here in the committee chamber than upstairs. Oh, whipped and ignored again, too. Wish I could get some love, too. Aw. You're trying to tell me that all that blood dripped down from above, Miles Edgeworth? If it had, your storeroom stain would need to be 10 times as big. I say the murder happened down here. There's no way it could have happened anywhere else. As insightful as ever, Franziska, but you played right into my hands. How so? You're correct. There's far less blood upstairs than one would expect. The question is, why? A trifling detail in the face of my previous explanation. Alas, your explanation doesn't account for why there was blood in the storeroom in the first place. Surely you don't think some spatter managed to shoot itself all the way up there, do you? Whoa, like some crazy fountain of blood? No way. Yes way, Eustace. No way indeed. It's completely impossible. So how about this? What if this explains the difference in the amounts of blood observed? There's far more blood in the committee chamber than in the storeroom above because the weapon was removed here, the victim was stabbed here, the victim was stabbed upstairs. Might have been, yeah, the weapon might have been removed here. That makes sense. Because it would act as like a plug until it was removed. The victim died of 3 stab wounds. Wounds that would have bled profusely. Exactly, as proven by the amount of blood we found on the floor of this room. But that doesn't make any sense. Well, not if she was stabbed in the storeroom. You said there wasn't much blood up there already? Silence, you half-baked, harebrained rookie. Hey, harebrained is a little... stab wound bleeds heaviest at one particular point in time. Oh, I know. When the weapon is removed, right? Yes, right. Good job, forensic scientist. Precisely. I believe the body was brought down to the committee chamber with the candelabrum still in its chest. And then when it was finally removed, it created the difference in the amount of blood we see between the two locations. But why? What was the killer trying to do? Make it look like the murder was down here? Move the crime scene? There was like a million things. Million answers. I imagine they were trying to give the impression that the murder happened down here. Yep. As we know, Miss Ringer's keycard was used late last night. Judging by the time listed in the record, I'd hazard a guess that it was used by the killer when they entered the room to create their elaborate setup. But why would they have needed to do all this in the first place? Perhaps because a person with a face to hide would fear the storeroom being found in the investigation. If they were involved with the underground auction, they couldn't afford to have their dirty secret exposed. Blood found in the committee chamber. Was it placed there to hide the existence of the storeroom? Yeah. Underground auction? You should take a look at the storeroom for yourself. The items up there tell quite a story. One that should more than explain what was going on here last night. It's almost endearing, Miles Edgeworth. How desperately you want to protect your friend. There's something just beneath the surface of this case. Something bigger than all of us. And Kay's only crime was to have the bad fortune to fall right into the middle of it. That's quite the hyperbolic claim, Miles Edgeworth. Hyperbolic? Me? Surely you're the one making a mountain of my perfectly reasonable molehill. I cannot speak today. You're working with Interpol on international cases, so why are you investigating a domestic murder? Ooh, does this got something to do with it? Yeah! Oh my gosh, the smuggling ring's back in business, baby. I'll tell you why. Because this case has something to do with the smuggling ring you've been chasing. You followed the trail of items being smuggled by the ring and wound up here. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that the something I sense isn't related to any of this. I'm very happy to learn that you giving up your badge didn't completely relieve you of your senses. Scruffy here told me about the circumstances that led to that, by the way. Sorry, sir. I just thought of my help, you know? You did the right thing, detective. So am I right, Franziska? Is this incident part of the broader case you're working? Was the underground auction already on Interpol's radar? Wouldn't you like to know? But you don't need to, and so you won't. Then you knew, didn't you? That the auction was being held here in this chamber? Oh. Hey, you don't mind if I butt in for a sec? Your victim over there, the lady in the white? You. Hey, let a gal finish, will ya? No good butting in pain in the you-know-what. Oh. Ouch. Well, this leopard sure ain't changed her spots. Your testimony is not required, and neither is your presence. That's so iconic of you, Franziska. What do you mean? I'm a journalist. You can't— Ow! You're a liar is what you are. You lied under oath that one time. Okay. But who hasn't in this universe? Every single witness that has gone up to testify in this universe has lied under oath. At least once. Like, even Phoenix Wright has lied. There's like no repercussions for that in this world. The lawyers get in trouble more than the witnesses do. Seems like Miss Von Karma's none too fond of Miss Hart, huh? I don't think she's her biggest fan, no. What's she called? Ringer, right? She was a member of this here committee? Well, she's dressed exactly like the ringleader of that their secret auction. Stop it, stop whipping me, dang it! What is the meaning of this interruption? Miles Edgeworth, explain! Miss Hart here helped us out by describing how the auctioneer was dressed.
and it seems they were wearing the exact same outfit as the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer.
But that would mean that the victim was also the ringleader.
Could be. Like, her name, you know, Rosie Ringer, makes it sound like a ringleader. But the way they keep wording it, and also the fact that her clothes were, like... Yeah, her clothes weren't they, like, big on her? We got a picture? Maybe they weren't. I thought they were described as, like, slightly big on her or more masculine. Which, you know, it's fine, but in universe that might mean something. They kept describing it as masculine, so either she was just trying to hide her gender identity for the auction, or she was framed as the ringleader and was killed by the actual ringleader. Could be. Could be. Anything's possible. But, or maybe she's, no, well, she was stabbed with the outfit on, so that's probably not it. Anything's possible, though. Who knows? This case will probably get weird. Now, how about we just calm down, sir? She is so whip happy today. I feel like this is the most people that have been whipped in such a short time span.
It seems I have some new information to consider. It's true that I came here to investigate the underground auction, and to arrest its head of operations, the auctioneer. But if Miss Hart is to be believed, the ringleader is dead. I guess that means your journey here today was wasted.
Damn, roasted.
I suppose it does. Nonetheless, I, Franziska von Karma, I refuse to leave empty-handed. Time for a rematch, Miles Edgeworth. Fine by me. But you may find that your whip will go sorely underused in this round. Okay, Franziska's latest theory. Fine, I accept your little explanation. That would make this storeroom the actual scene of the crime, yes? In which case the murderer is someone connected to the auction. And if the photographer is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer and the culprit was an attendee. The killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom where the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. They then stabbed the victim in the chest with a piece of merchandise, the candelabrum. Okay. There. Does that about sum it up? Because I won't be accepting rebuttals. I'm afraid you might have to. There's a serious hole in your testimony. There is? I didn't spot any. Good thing you're the one in charge here, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright then, time to fight back. You have to win this for us. And I will. Time to take Franziska's testimony to task.
Let's go.
Accept your little explanation. Yep. In which case the murderer is someone connected to the auction. If the photographer is to be believed, the victim was the auctioneer, the culprit was an attendee. The killer lay in wait for the victim in the storeroom and the exchange of illicit goods was to take place. Alright, let's talk about that. How exactly did they manage that, may I ask? Miss Hart was in the storeroom too, remember?
Objection!
Yes, hiding someplace. And if you've seen the storeroom yourself, you'll know that there are plenty of other places to hide too.
So you've seen the storeroom?
So you're saying the killer was hiding out of sight while they awaited the victim's arrival. I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction had concluded. After all, the victim was the auctioneer herself. She would surely have needed to be present throughout the proceedings. She thinks it happened afterward. Would you mind adding that statement to your testimony, Franziska? I believe we can reasonably assume that the murder took place after the auction had concluded. Don't we have something that says no? Auction continued even after the murder occurred, yeah.
Objection!
I was like, we read that. It seems you're one step behind yet again, Franziska. How so? The auctioneer was not in fact the victim, and I can prove it. This is the statement Miss Hart gave us. Well, if she made it, it's not worth the air she used to say it. I done told ya, I'm a journalist, dang nabbit. My word is, ouch. Did I ask you to open your mouth? Double youch. Stop whipping everyone. Calm down and listen for a second, Franziska. Miss Hart witnessed at least some of the events surrounding the murder, and she confirmed that the auction continued even after the murder had occurred. You bet it did. Went right on like nothing had happened at all. How would that have been possible without an auctioneer, It wouldn't. Ah, yeah! So you see, the victim couldn't have been the auctioneer. She was one of the attendees. Oh my god, I called it! No! As I've been saying since the start, there's no way Kay can be the murderer. Because she had been pushed down the hatch by her assailant and knocked unconscious by that time. Oh yeah, so the murderer has to be the auctioneer, which means Kay can't be it. So then, who was the victim really? Right, well, if the auction carried on after the murder, the victim must not have been the auctioneer, but an attendee. Yeah, we just said that. Oh! That's enough. Verity's here. I know that sound all too well. The whole gang's back together. Order in the courtroom. All rise for the chairman. The whole gang's back together. Oh, there's no need for all that pomp and circumstance, Verity. Please, everyone, feel free to call me Celsius. Yes, that'll do nicely. Okay, Fahrenheit. Alright, Celsius. What are you doing here? Oh, I just stopped by to see how my boneheaded boy was getting along. Oh. They say there are all sorts of families, but I'm not sure these two are what they meant. So many prosecutor's badges. I thought I might need to light a fire under this investigation, but it seems not. The suspect everyone's searching high and low for is right back here where we started. Men, detain the suspect immediately. Wait. Miss Faraday is innocent. Technically, she's not. Sure, she might be okay with the murder charges, but she fled detainment. She resisted arrest, and that's a crime. Shut your meddling mouth. Oh. You're becoming something of a problem, Miles, my boy. I thought I told you. The committee wants this matter cleared up as soon as possible. It's a matter of trust. We can't have our organization be seen to drag its feet. It's bad for us, and it's bad for me too. Personally, sorry it must be my age. Your unlawful investigation ends here, and will not be permitted to resume. In case you have forgotten, you are no longer a prosecutor. You have no authority here. And what's more, there is the matter of you aiding and abetting a suspect. She's right, of course, as always. You really are a godsend, Verity. Everything I do knowingly. If you wish to prosecute me for it, be my guest. But know this. We have uncovered a new suspect. This person here. Miss Faraday was attacked by this You can stop right there, Mr. Edgeworth. The raincoat in your picture was discovered nearby a short while ago. The victim's blood was found in the hood, along with some cherry blossom petals. Cherry blossom petals? Like the ones on the roof? Yes. They were stuck to the edges of the blood stains, probably due to the blood being fresh at the time. The results came back already, my boy, so there's no mistaking it. The person in your picture is the victim, Miss Rosie Ringer. But what? Worn by the victim, whose fingerprints and blood were found on the hood. Interesting. No, this completely undermines our entire case. All our assumptions were based on the person in the red raincoat being the killer. But if they were the victim instead, then Kay remains at the top of the suspect list. Miss Faraday, You testified to having encountered a person in a red raincoat up on the roof, correct? Yes, I did. We now know that the person was the murder victim, and you are the only person we know of who came into contact with her. Since one of you wound up dead, I think we all know how that encounter went.
Objection!
No, Kay was attacked by that person. She is the victim here, not the aggressor.
Overruled.
As far as I recall, we have yet to see any evidence that proves she was attacked as you claim. But even if such proof existed, Miss Ringer could simply have been acting in self-defense.
We can't just jump to conclusions like that. Kay is innocent. Kay, no, don't say that. What is wrong with you?
But I'm not.
Kay?
I'm a great thief. I'm not innocent. I don't want to believe it, but I remembered something. Hearing about the raincoat brought it back. I killed her. Stabbed her 48 times. It's just a flash, but I remember what I saw now, right when it happened. The murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along.
Yeah, but she died in the storeroom.
I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer!
No, you're not. You can't be.
What am I? Why do I have a memory like that? They were on the floor in front of me. There was a pool of blood. Why was I just standing there? Why didn't I do something? I know why. It's because I was the killer.
Okay, you cannot. She clearly has brain trauma. This would not fly in court.
This court recognizes the legitimacy of the accused's memories.
What? You said he didn't believe her like 5 minutes ago.
I commend you on your bravery, Miss Faraday. It will not go unrewarded.
So corrupt.
Praise be to the goddess of justice for her many blessings.
Objection!
Okay, so you only believe her memories that benefit you. Get her, Franziska.
As an official representative of Interpol, I hereby request that the suspect be
Overruled.
We don't have time for this. We must arrest Kay Faraday this instant. Why? How dare you take that tone with me? This is the gross overreach of authority. This is a gross overreach of authority. I demand that you give us more time to investigate. You say my investigation is unlawful? What could be more unlawful than this? Yes, say it like it is.
Unfortunately, you no longer speak for the law.
Indeed you don't. But I do. And while I can't help but be moved by your dedication to your friend, I have to agree with Verity.
Speaking of the law, it seems there is one other we must arrest.
Yes, I almost forgot. Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be Miles. Miles. Kilometers. What the heck? What are you talking about? Mr. Edgeworth was just doing his job. He didn't do anything wrong. He wasn't doing squat. By which I mean to say, unfortunately, Miles is no longer serving in any kind of official capacity.
You went too far this time, Mr. Edgeworth.
You conducted an unlawful investigation. Worse, you aided and abetted the flight of a suspect. That's fair. No, that one's fair. You are no longer even an ex-prosecutor. You are a criminal, nothing more. Not again. Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there? Concerning your conduct. Jeez, Miles and Maya have such problems with constantly being accused of murder. Well, not murder, of oh my gosh, being accused of a criminal. There we go. Oh, that reminds me. There was supposed to be a hearing today, wasn't there? Concerning your conduct. I'll make sure it's officially rescheduled for tomorrow, although I fear I already know the outcome. Looking at this as an opportunity to reflect on your actions, Miles. A chance to really think long and hard. This guy is gonna be the killer.
This court is adjourned.
It's gonna be him or Verity because of how hard they're fighting. But I feels like it feels more like Excelsius is more likely to be the killer. I'll be damn shocked if it's Verity though. It's gotta be one of them. There's like everybody else is too like out there of an answer. And clearly I'm pretty sure we've met the killer by now. Given that this is like our second to last episode. So unless it's Hilda Hertz or Florence Needler, I think it's gonna be Verity or Excelsius. April 6th, Detention Center, holding cell. Never thought I'd spend another night in here again. And they stripped me of all the evidence we'd so painstakingly gathered. Oh my gosh, they did. I didn't even realize. I got to keep the pin though. Even if they did let me keep Kei's Yatagarasu pin, they really shouldn't. They should have confiscated that. It's a pin. I'm pretty sure it has a back. Yeah, that's not okay. I can't help but worry about her. They'd better be treating her well.
Murderer, it was me. I remember looking down and the person in the red raincoat was on the ground. It was me, Mr. Edgeworth. It was me all along. I'm the murderer. I'm the murderer.
Come on, let's go. You got a visitor. A visitor? Who? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. Want me to send him away? Someone by the name of Dick Gumshoe. You work with him. He's a detective. No, though I'm not sure what to even say to him. Ooh, on the other side of the glass. Wait there. They're leaving me unsupervised. Forgive the intrusion. Oh, forgive the intrusion. Oh, Judge Gavelle.
Please, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a seat.
What are you doing here? I was told it was Detective Gumshoe. I imagine you wouldn't come if you knew it was me. Damn. What could she possibly want from me now? I suppose I better find out.
You may not be aware of this, but you are only permitted to meet with specially approved visitors.
So I'm to be treated like a dangerous criminal, am I? I suppose my reputation has rather plummeted.
It has indeed. For you, of course, and your friends. That attorney and the other girl were raising quite a fuss earlier.
Fender and Emma.
I saw them launch some extremely heated words at one of the guards.
No, you didn't.
You may thank the goddess in that regard, for even she is too busy to deal with each and every infraction. They will not be punished for their bad behavior.
Did you come here just to chit-chat with me? You must have a lot of time on your hands.
Oh, speaking of which, Miss Von Karma is continuing the investigation where you left off. I just thought you would like to know. I figured you would be worried about how they were all doing.
I hate to admit it, but she read me like a book. Let's cut to the chase, Your Honor. Why are you really here?
I'm here simply to talk, nothing more. There's something I wish to know about you.
Me?
Yes. Who else? Objectively speaking, you are highly intelligent and quick-witted. And a born prosecutor at that.
Please, Judge Gavelle, your sarcastic praise is but salt on my wounds.
But I sincerely mean every word. Mr. Edgeworth. and it is why I fail to understand you. Take this latest case, for example. You were up against the very committee itself. You had no hope of succeeding. Even a child could have seen that, and yet... I don't imagine the old me would have ever been so reckless. The old me had power, and because of that, I thought that justice was always on my side. Just as you and the committee believe now. But a certain person... Oh, so cute. Oh, the cute music too. This is so sweet. But we won't say his name because he's not in this game. But a certain person changed my mind. He made me reckon with my selfish and skewed sense of justice. And once the scales had fallen from my eyes, I began to look at people differently. I saw that I was only able to be an effective prosecutor thanks to the efforts of those around me. Detective Gumshoe, the many investigative officers of the force, and even Kay. It changed me. The degree to which it changed me still surprises me to this day. I see. Thank you. I feel that perhaps I understand you a little better now. You understand me? I highly doubt it. Someone who is so focused on forcing their idea of justice onto others can't possibly see what I see. Is that so? Is that what you truly believe? I will say one thing. This has been a very interesting conversation. That is all. Before I go, there is one remaining matter. I was asked to inform you that the date of your hearing has been confirmed. It will be held today, in the trial chamber. The committee sends its warmest regards. Oh, interesting. If that was all you had to tell me, you could have just sent a message. And entrust the goddess's words to another. That wouldn't do now, would it? Until then, Mr. Edgeworth, I'll see you again very shortly. I like my right to an attorney. I want Eddie to defend me. I'd like to execute my right to an attorney. Oh my gosh. We get to explore. There's a note on the wall next to the toilet. Sorry, we're currently out of toilet paper. Please make the necessary mental preparations before using the toilet. What sort of mental preparations can one even make? Let's escape. The window is barred with heavy steel. That reminds me of a movie I once saw. A prison inmate hatched a plot to escape by using a file to cut his cell bars. I won't be doing that, of course. For one thing, I don't have a file on me at the moment. Got a pen. What am I saying? I wouldn't do it even if I did have one. A very basic bed. I can't say it was very comfortable to sleep on, however. I imagine Detective Gumshoe would sleep soundly on it nevertheless, loudly snoring all the while. I suppose we'll probably never get to work together again, but I don't have any regrets about the bed I've made. I'll follow my own path to the end. That's beautiful. That was beautiful. I've barely spent any time in here, and already I can feel my personal appearance slipping. I may have given up my badge, but I mustn't give up on myself. My collar. It's slightly creased. There. A tidy outside begets a tidy inside. Which is why it's more important now than ever to take care of myself. Aww. That's so sweet and self-reflective. There's a poster in the corridor outside. We regret to announce that due to the warden's arrest, the Die of Destiny game will be discontinued. Inmates will no longer need to roll a die every morning to determine their meals for the day. That is evil. We wholeheartedly apologize to those who are looking forward to the daily casting of the die. Did anyone really need an apology for the cessation of such a ridiculous idea in the first place? That's crazy. There's a menu here on the table. It seems that that detainees are able to pay to have their meals brought to their cells. What looks good? Spaghetti and mac and cheese lunch and oh my god. And linguine for only $1. What is with me today? Basmati and brown rice special. For a limited time only, add regular white rice at no extra cost. It's probably for the best that I'm not very hungry.
You really just gotta mess around in there, huh? Do I have another visitor? Okay.
Oh,
Thank goodness you seem alright. That's a load off of my mind. Such a heartwarming scene. It's enough to make a grown man cry. But you're still not your usual cheery. I mean, you have to stay positive, Kay. You didn't do anything wrong. In fact, I guarantee you didn't.
no, you have to let it go. I'm the murderer. I know that now. I've been manipulated.
But you're not. Can't be. Why don't you have any faith in yourself?
How can I, Mr. Edgeworth, when there is no me left to believe in? That's so sad.
None at all. I don't think that's true. Before you lost your memory, you spent quite a bit of time together. And I dare say you left quite the impression on me. So you see, there's still plenty of you left. That's why I believe so much in your innocence, and why you should believe in yourself too.
Thank you, but I can't. It would just cause more pain for the both of us. Please, you have to forget her. Forget that Kay. She's gone.
No. Okay, no. This is not okay. You remind me of my younger self, you know. So noble, so bold. This is the justice you and the committee stand for? How old is he? 68, wow. Justice? I suppose you could call it that. What is he up to? Why is he going to such lengths to control everything? He's the bad guy. He's the bad guy. I see it in him. His nice guy act is just an act. I can't shake the feeling that something is very wrong here. Is there some hidden agenda at play? Ugh. There is no time to second guess myself. If you want to find out what it is, it's now or never. Well then, my boy, I suppose I should be... Wait. Mine chest! We just forced him into mine chest. Why is the chairman so intent on seeing Kay charged with this murder? It doesn't make any sense. There must be some rhyme or reason to this madness. Oh, he's got a lot. We get 2 knights, the rook, and the queen. Come now, Miles. I'm a busy, important man. I can't be wasting my precious time talking to you. The only way out of our current predicament is through Chairman Winner. There's so much to ask and so little time. Let's start by trying to find out why he rushed to have Kay arrested so quickly. Okay. I can't just let this happen. I'm getting answers if it's the last thing I do. Let's go my chest! Why the rush? Kay's answer. Yeah, why the rush? Why are we so keen to push through Kay's arrest? I've yet to hear a satisfactory explanation. An explanation? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Don't give me that. You know exactly what I mean. Advise you to moderate your tone, dear boy. Need I remind you of your position? I don't think those would have helped. And suppose we did let your friend go free. What then? What do you mean, what then? Think how that would look, my boy, and who would have to take the blame? Me. That's who. Yeah, they just don't seem helpful yet. You're right to keep your mouth shut. That way you won't say anything foolish. Oh, was that wrong? Sorry, but I can't stay silent forever. Not while Kay's innocence is still in doubt. You're breaking my heart. Just look at this flood of tears spilling out. But please, just leave it alone, will you? Things were coming along nicely until you interfered. Oh? That was weird. Yeah, okay. Coming along nicely? That's a pretty strange way of putting it. It's almost as if you wanted Kay's arrest to happen. It certainly doesn't sound like the statement of an impartial representative of the law. Hey. Get that knight. You think so? Well, that wasn't my intention. Has it occurred to you that you might just be overthinking things a little? Chairman Winters certainly knows how to dodge a question, but it doesn't change the fact that serious doubts remain concerning Kay's arrests. Next, we'll need to press him on whether he really believes the investigation was sufficient. Yeah, let's get him. We can't allow any of his statements to go unexamined, no matter how trivial they may seem. Gotcha. One of them may just give us the breakthrough we need. Gotcha. How much time did you spend investigating? You were the one calling the shots, weren't you? Kay's innocence not gonna help. It's not. I think that's gonna be our last thing we say to him. So I think that's gonna be when we have the queen. You can hardly say your investigation was sufficient. And you're the one who called all the shots, weren't you? Including the decision to have Kay arrested. I'm afraid I'm nowhere near as influential as you think, dear boy. You're the chairman of the committee. It doesn't get much more influential than that. Not that I care about such things. You wound me. It's enough to drive an old man to tears. Stop crying! You'll have to forgive me. I'm not the differential type. Well, if you're going to insist on being so blunt, then I'm afraid you won't be seeing your prosecutor's badge again anytime soon. Okay, so I'm already an ex-prosecutor, like that. I can't live without that badge. I don't need that badge. Oh yeah, I was playing mind games with him. Let me make something clear once and for all. That badge isn't the be-all, end-all for me. Far from it. I'm not concerned with titles or roles. Even you must understand that much. So young. So very young. This badge is all my life. That's why I have 5 billion of them. A word of advice smiles from somebody who's been around the block. You're hopelessly naive, my boy. Idiotically so. Ooh, we're pissing him off. Well, that certainly got under his skin. He might be less guarded in his answers while he's in this state. Now's my chance. How much time did you spend investigating your... Yeah, okay. That's the one we haven't done yet. How much time was spent on your investigation altogether? My, you really don't give up, do you? But even my patience has its limits, you know. What a coincidence. So does mine. Now answer the question. Do you believe that your investigation was sufficient or not? The youth these days are wont to be reckless. Makes me want to put you in your place. You're going to regret that, my boy. Yeah, no, it doesn't seem helpful. We need the helpful sentences. Well, maybe you do know your place after all. What's the matter? Scared? Hardly. I was just thinking about how best to proceed. Getting answers from the elderly requires sensitivity. It can get quite emotional after all. Damn, got him. You have no common sense whatsoever, do you? Don't you understand? Your fate rests in my hands. You think my fate matters to me now? I don't remember entrusting my fate to you. Okay, let's try biding the time again. Biding the tide. But biding time. There we go. Let's say you do manage to get some answers from me. There's nothing you can do with them. So why not give it up, dear boy? No. Why not? It's simple. Because I'm not about to let the truth escape me. Interesting. I think I'm beginning to see what makes you tick. But what you're doing is pointless. Tragically and miserably pointless. Please just give up. She's guilty. The decision has been made. The decision has been made? Once again, your choice of words intrigues me. It's almost as if Kay's guilt had already been determined from before her arrest. Yeah, like somebody planted and blamed it on her. Like you! What are you trying to imply? That you plan to have her arrested, yeah. I'm implying that things haven't gone as they normally should. In fact, everything has proceeded as if Kay's arrest was the end goal right from the very start. Well, Chairman Winner, was it? That's certainly an intriguing theory. But it's also a complete work of fiction, and I'm afraid I don't have time for such flights of fancy. I think it's time we brought this shabby little farce to an end, don't you? No, he's trying to make his escape. We must confirm the legality of Kay's arrest before he slips away. It's faint, but the truth is finally beginning to emerge, and I'm not about to let this opportunity pass me by. Okay, yeah. Wait, we're not done yet. I'm tired of all this talking. So make it brief, will you? Who gives the order? What grounds did you have? Yeah, what grounds did you have? Based on everything I've heard from you so far, it's clear that Kay's arrest is entirely unfounded. Yes, I think we're all familiar with this particular refrain of yours by now. But I'm afraid it doesn't matter either way. You don't have what it takes to secure her release anyhow. How dare you take this so lightly as a man of the law? My, aren't you a rude little boy? But my fuse is only so long. Yeah, no, they're not helpful. They're both like the same thing. Honestly speaking, I don't have the time to waste on every last question you can dream up. I have certain responsibilities to attend to, you know. I really am quite the busy man. Or are you just pretending to be busy? That's an awful thing to say to a fragile old man. I work harder than I should at my age. I ask you, my boy, what could I even hope to accomplish by putting up such a pretense? You're hoping to avoid talking about the case? You're trying to make me feel sorry now. Avoid talking about the case. You obviously don't want to talk about the case anymore. That's why you're so keen to get out of this conversation, isn't it? It's just so tragic, it really is, that you would suspect me of such things. It's not a suspicion, it's a certainty. There were no clear grounds on which to base Kay's arrest for a start. No, my boy. Let's not get carried away. There's plenty of evidence to support our case. The master letter... the corsage, these were all in her possession. And of course, her confession. No, the confession doesn't count. More than enough to prove her guilt, I'd say. But those are... What's the matter? Struggling to come up with a way to explain everything away? Well, there we have it. Your silence speaks volumes. It's true I can't counter your argument right now, but you did let something valuable slip. A suspiciously detailed knowledge of the evidence against Kay. Yeah. Very interesting. He rattled off that list like he knew it inside out, like he planted it! I think that might prove to be a valuable clue. Okay. Wait, we're not done yet. I'm tired of all this talking, blah, blah, blah. Okay, who gave you the order? Who gave the order? Who decided that Kay should be arrested? You know? I can't seem to remember. You can't remember that? Don't ever get old, Miles, my boy. It wreaks havoc on the memory. Time to deploy my clue. You remembered all the evidence pretty well. Let's go, Bishop. I'd appreciate it if you stopped playing the old man card. You remembered the details of the evidence against Kay pretty clearly. Perhaps if your memory didn't fail you only when it was convenient, I'd be more inclined to believe you. Get him! Destroy him, Miles! So let me ask again, who gave the order for Kay's arrest? You're a sharp one, I'll give you that. My son can learn a thing or two from you. If he wasn't such an incurable numbskull, that is. It's a tragedy, really. Oh my god. I don't want to hear about your son. I want to know who authorized the arrest. You're very mean, you know that, don't you? The arrest, you say? I believe the order was given by... you! Sorry about that. Come now, Chairman Winter. We both know it was you. Alright, you got me. You make it sound like it was somehow a bad thing, though. But I have a reputation to uphold, so I guess I'd better clear up this little misunderstanding. I'll entertain your questions for a few more minutes, and see if I can't put your mind at ease. The key thing to do now is to establish how intimately he knows the details of the case. I just have to ask the right questions. Whew, it's a long mind chest. I bet the final episode's gonna have a really long one. The end game is at hand. We're but a few moves away from the truth. Tell me what you know about Kay. Yeah, you seem to know an awful lot about the case. It's one of these. You seem to know an awful lot about the case. You seem to know the case in quite some detail. I know about lots of things, my boy. I'm just smart like that. Too bad the same can't be said about the way you handled Kay's arrest. I'm a very busy man. Do try to remember that I can bring this little chat to an end whenever I so choose. He's gonna, like, burn something down at some point. It's only taking so long because you won't give me a straight answer to any of my questions. If only you'd stop giving me the runaround, we'd be done already. So let's try this again. You seem to know the details of the case quite intimately. Why is that? Because I've read the case file. Not exactly the most thrilling use of my time, of course, but it's part of the job. I have to be a good role model. I can't be seen to be slacking. Oops, typo. It can be so hard. But I had some time on my hands, so I read the whole thing from cover to cover. Yeah, you keep saying how busy you are. That's strange. I could have sworn you just told me you're a very busy man. I'd say the cracks are finally starting to show, wouldn't you? If you're so keen on being an upstanding leader, you could start by releasing Kay, you know. You really don't give up, do you? It's a moving sight indeed, my boy. But a tragic one, too. After all, your efforts are for naught. I'm afraid your little friend was found unconscious near the scene of the crime. Where was she found? We've yet to hear much about the circumstances under which Kay was found. She was lying unconscious in the storeroom, correct? And how'd she sustain her injuries? That's right. Although I'm not at liberty to tell you how I know that. He knows things even we didn't. In fact, he seems to be aware of every tiny detail about this case, like he was there or something. This could be a valuable clue. Tell me what you know about Kay. The suspect, Kay Faraday. How much do you know about her exactly? I know that she's the suspect. Aside from that, not much else. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Cross my heart, but it's true. Time to deploy my clue. Yet you know every other detail about the case. Sorry, but the more you tell me, the less sense your story makes. For one thing, you know details that even those investigating the scene were not aware of. Why is that? Just how much do you really know, Chairman Winner? Oh, there's that intimidating face you like to make again. Well, two can play this game. How do you like me now, No? Yeah, just... I do have to commend you on your doggedness. It really is something. I'll take that as a compliment. Take it however you like, but wrap this up, will you? I just don't have the stamina anymore. She's the culprit. The only possible suspect. Just accept that already. How much more evidence did you want us to load her down with, for goodness' sake? Load her down with? Load her down with? Yet another interesting turn of phrase. One that makes it sound a lot like the items Kay was carrying might have been foisted upon her. No? Impressive. You really do pay attention, don't you? It's no wonder they used to call you a prodigy, Mr. Ace Prosecutor. So you admit it. You admit she was framed. I think you know the answer to your own question by now. Why don't you just go ahead and say it? I want to hear it from you, okay? It's finally time to shed light on the truth. All that's left is to play one last move. She's innocent! We can say it! Kay is innocent. No, 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 my boy. That's just clumsy. Anyone can blurt out a baseless assertion like that, even a disgraced superstar prosecutor. Time to deploy my clue. Except I know it wasn't her. Kay was framed. The true culprit set it all up so she would take the fall instead. This is my answer, and I won't let you just deny it any longer. Oh, you really are a sharp one, It's a bit of a shame you chose to hand in your badge. I admit it, you're right on all accounts. And that's checkmate. Hell yeah. That's my catchphrase. That's my superpower, chess. You knew Kay wasn't the real murderer, and yet you still had her arrested. What's worse, you thought you could get away with it. Well, you won't. Not if I can help it. There you go with that naivete again, my boy. I guess that was always your problem. With the girl arrested and a conviction secured, this whole mess goes away. And that's what will happen. But whose interest does a conclusion like that serve? The committee's, I suppose. And mine? Listening to you just now, well, it really got the tears flowing, I have to say. It was poignant and heartfelt and sincere, and utterly infuriating. Look, I'm not perfect, I know that, but your lack of sophistication in these matters is beyond the pale. You insist that the truth is more important than anything else. But would you say the same if you knew what the real value of the truth is? What are you trying to say? When you get to my level, you don't uncover the truth. You make it little by little. Kay Faraday, murderer. That's the truth I created. Is anybody recording all this confession? Yes, my boy. That's what I like to see. You're so sincere sometimes, it's painful. It just makes me want to put you in your place. Knowing the real truth will get you nowhere. Because that's how much it's worth. Nothing. Shocking, I know. But why not go after the real killer? How much do you even know about what really happened? So was he not the actual killer? He's just part of the frame job? Was Verity the killer? I'm so intrigued. You're still not getting it. That's your truth. And it is worthless. Mine is all that matters. Punch him, Miles, punch him. You understand what I'm saying, don't you, Mr. Ace Prosecutor? I have all the power here. Curse you. Aren't you menacing? You and your little friend are just as bad as each other. Violent criminals who deserve to be locked up. You'll pay for this. And with that, yet another person disappears from my life. Oh, it just makes me want to cry and cry and cry. Damn. I'm in the void! I'm not planning to disappear just yet, Chairman Winner. There's still the hearing later today. Just you wait. One way or another, I'll prove Kay's innocence to the world then. Damn. Oh, we're hopping right into it. Look at all these people. There's an empty seat. Oh, it's Rosie. That's right. I was like, why is there an empty seat? April 6th, 8:30 a.m. Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence Chamber. 10 members, over a majority, are present. I hereby call this hearing to order. We are gathered here today to assess the professional competency of Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth. Here in the sight of the goddess, we do solemnly swear to pass fair and frank judgment. Fair and frank? Don't make me laugh. Verity, if you would be so kind as to summarize the case against Mr. Edgeworth. On April 5th, despite having been advised of the illegality of an investigation he was conducting, the accused refused to desist and eventually had to be detained by myself and Chairman Winner. His actions compromised the investigation into the murder of a certain defense attorney. And despite having been presented with copious evidence of her guilt, he continues to insist that the suspect, one Kay Faraday, is innocent of all charges. Perhaps you could explain the details of the murder to us as well? Of course. On the morning of the 5th, the body of the victim was found here in the committee chamber. Further explanation will be provided by me, Eustace Winner, Premier Prosecutor. The floor is yours, Mr. Winner. The murder itself happened late on the night of the 4th. The victim was Miss Rosie Ringer. The same night, an illicit auction was being held here in this very room. Ringer took part in that auction, I think. Yeah? Meaning that the murder took place sometime during the auction. When she was found, Ringer was dressed in an outfit that matched the description of the auctioneers. However, due to the fact that the auction carried on after the murder had occurred, I deduced that Ringer was not in fact the auctioneer. Oh yes, of course, you did that. You deduced nothing of the sort. And what about the basis on which the suspect was detained, Mr. Winner? Yeah, I got this. So Faraday was overcome by... Maybe Eustace is the killer. That'd be crazy. Crushing remorse, Eustace. Yeah, that. And tons of crushing remorse. So she confessed. According to her confession, she was on the roof of this building when she encountered a person in a red raincoat on the viewing platform. And that person was Miss Ringer, I take it? Precisely, Mr. Chairman. The killer dressed the victim in the auctioneer's outfit after the fact. But that doesn't make sense, because she stabbed through the... We don't have evidence. She stabbed through the outfit. But at the time when she was killed, Miss Ringer was wearing a red raincoat. Objection! Objection! And who won the race to find that raincoat nearby? Me. That's who. Did you? I thought it was somebody from forensics. Strictly speaking, it was found by one of the forensic investigators under Mr. Winner's command. I knew it. And the blood analysis on the coat showed that it was indeed Miss Ringer who had worn it. And the suspect's confession was the final nail in the coffin, and she confirmed having committed the murder. So, as you can see, Kay Faraday was the killer.
There's no way anybody else could have done it.
Alright, Miles, I suspect you have some objections. Let's get them out of the way, shall we? I have no objections, Chairman Winter.
Objection!
Oh, sorry. I looked down. I looked down for a second. Well, now, is that so? I thought it would have taken you more than a single night of detention to break you. No objections in the matter of my unauthorized investigation, that is. But in the matter of Miss Faraday's supposed guilt, I have plenty. Yeah!
Overruled.
Get him. I can personally attest to the fact that Mr. Winter's investigation was fair and impartial. Of course it was. When it comes to carefully conducted ops, I'm the winner every time. You know, Miles, it's within my power to offer you a plea deal of sorts. If, and this is purely hypothetical, of course, you were to withdraw your objections, you might wake up tomorrow to find yourself the proud owner of a seat on this committee. Okay. So I ask you again, do you have any objections, Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah. If you think you can buy my silence, think again. You will watch your mouth. Only if the chairman watches his. I didn't come here to talk about the committee seats. I came here to talk about the murder case. Yeah! Destroy them, Miles. I demand a statement under oath. One sec. I demand a statement under oath, and I won't rest until I have one. Hell to the yeah. Stand up for yourself, boy. I want to know exactly what the committee's view on the incident is. You want to put us on trial, my boy? Very well, if it will make you happy. Verity, please provide Mr. Edgeworth with the materials pertaining to this case. Really? But sir, this will be his last hurrah, so let's humor him with the send-off he desires. If you say so, Mr. Chairman. Evidence data received from Judge Gavel. Hey, we got our evidence. Let's go. You have no objections to Verity representing the committee, I assume? None whatsoever. Mr. Edgeworth. Don't worry, Kay. Everything will be fine, you'll see. The committee's view on the case. Committee for Prosecutorial Excellence. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How intriguing is this? I'm so excited. This game is getting good. Thank you all for joining me today. Let me send you all off on a little raid. Let's see. Let's send you off to this person. Yes. Thank you guys for joining me. It's been fun. Send some love over on the raid. It's been I forgot the shut off factor. We're not oops. We're not sponsored by them right now. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll send you all up. It's been lots of fun. I'm happy to be back. Might stream tomorrow, maybe Thursday, see how I feel. Yeah. I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye. Sending you off in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm waiting for the music to get good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye bye.